Hello Corkies, welcome back. Today I am reviewing the Laphroaig 10-year single malt Scotch. It's an Islay region Scotch and it's an incredible value. If you saw our Lagavulin episode, this is a similar Scotch from a similar region and it's less than half the price. So stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back to Cork and Java, your go-to place for wine and coffee, reviews, and how-tos. We also review other stuff like Scotch and whiskeys and plenty of other awesome drinks that we tend to love. If that sounds interesting to you and you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. If you're one of the first 100 subscribers, we're between 70 and 75 right now, you're automatically entered to win a $25 gift card to either Sweet Maria's Coffee, or if you're of age and want it, Total Wine gift card of $25. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're eligible to win. So today, we're reviewing the Laphroaig 10-year Islay Single Malt Scotch. It's from the same region that we did the Lagavulin 16-year. Laphroaig has been making whiskey since the early 1800s, and they've been pretty much doing it the same way since then. In the Scotch making process, they kiln the malt with peat, and from the Islay region, it's kind of has a lot of peat moss and not too much like foresty vegetation to it. So it gives it a really unique characteristic that you really only can find in the Islay region Scotches that aren't as prevalent in the more mainland Scotches. So this region is definitely distinct in the Scotch world and is really my favorite type of Scotch just because of the characteristics you get from the peat bog, which is kind of like a marshy, kind of swampy area that they drudge out big not cylinders, but rectangular pieces of this peat mud. They let it dry out and then they smoke the whiskey malt with that peat, and it just brings in all of that smoky characteristics that you would get with most Scotches, and particularly this Islay region Scotch. So first let's take a look at the color of this Laphroaig. It's got a nice bronzish gold to it. A little bit of a like yellowish brass kind of note. It's got some nice legs on the side. Overall looks like a good whiskey. Let's give it a smell. I already could start smelling it as soon as I open the bottle, so I know it's gonna be pretty full-bodied and full of that smoke characteristics that you get from this region. It's very smoky. The first whiff that I really get from it reminds me a lot of that Lagavulin 16-year. It's got just that heavy iodine characteristic up front and a little bit of that seaweed, sea salt kind of characteristic. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if it tastes the same way too, because there's also some sweetness that's coming through. Just the perception of sweetness, I would say. So we'll see how that comes through on the palate. So let's give it a taste. First, I want to comment on the mouthfeel. It's very smooth and velvety. Kind of coats your mouth, kind of like melted butter would or something like that. And the first hint you get is that sweetness that's coming through. I'm getting kind of a mango fruitiness just right up front, but soon that fades as you're swallowing and it starts to hit you with all that smoke. It's not quite the bomb that the Lagavulin 16 is, but it's still very heavy. It's very complex and it's full-bodied, so you're gonna get, you know, a lot of flavor just coming straight at you. Definitely the same notes that I was getting on the nose with the seaweed, the sea salt, and the iodine, all really heavy and that smoky characteristics. But overall, very good. It does linger in the aftertaste for a bit, but nowhere near as long as the Lagavulin did. But you know, that's okay because it's less than half the price, so you get what you get. Overall, it's just a very complex but well balanced whiskey right here. It's a little bit hot. I mean, if you age it a little bit more, like a 12-year or even a 16-year, it's gonna smooth that out. You could probably decant this too and still get it to be pretty smooth. But yeah, typically the longer you age a whiskey, the smoother it's gonna be. That's just how it is. All right, let's rate this Scotch like I would a wine out of 100. I'm gonna give this a solid 90 because for this price, I mean, it hits all the notes that I like in a typical Scotch. It's got that Islay characteristics in the peat, very heavily peated. Also, the Islay region is unique in its peat, where it's very heavily peat mossy and less vegetal of like forests and stuff like that. It's mostly an ocean kind of region, so you get a lot of those characteristics of the iodine, the sea salt, seaweed that you don't get in the mainland region Scotches. So that's one of the reasons I really like this one, because it's super unique, the Islay region. And I mean, they've been doing this a long time and it's really paying off. It's a great Scotch for a great price. I'm interested to try out some of the other Laphroaigs out there, because I know this is kind of probably one of the entry-level ones, to be honest. And they got a lot of stuff that was heavily recommended. This one was recommended from some friends on Facebook, from the Cork and Java Facebook group. So you should come join that Facebook group and you'll get great recommendations from people all over the internet recommending Scotch, wine, coffee, a bunch of stuff. So find us on Facebook. Also, our Twitter, @CorkJava, it's a good place to follow us. In our Pinterest account, pinterest.com/CorkandJava. It's a great place to just learn about wine, coffee, liquors, and join our community there. Leave a comment down below with what your favorite single malt Scotch under $50 is. I mean, even if you like a blend under $50, let me know. I like the Monkey Shoulder blend for my low-level Scotch. This is a lot above that, and Monkey Shoulders is probably $30. So, I mean, typically single malt, to me, are better Scotch anyway. So what's your favorite under that $50 price point? I would like to know. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys online, particularly in the Facebook group. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, bottoms up.